Hi everybody, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you guys having a good day, or hoping that you guys have better days ahead. This is Marlon here. This is episode 96 of Mushroom City in Minecraft. Welcome. Well, we're gonna get to Minecraft in the second hour. This is only just 2 hours of streaming. The first hour we talk about the weather. The second hour we play Minecraft. Now, let me pull up the chat on my end, folks. Okay. Okay, now the chat is up on my end. Okay. So, how you guys doing? Hope you guys, well, I think I've already discussed that just about a couple seconds ago. Subscribe to earn drops. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a Discord right now. I haven't really planned on it yet. Rather, I used to, but it's not been active. I haven't been using that actively. Okay, so let's see what we got for today. In terms of the weather, we're going to use Radar Omega on this one. Basically, hold on, let me play the animation. I forgot to play the animation for you guys. Okay, so this is reflectivity. We're actually going to switch to some winter weather, because the thing is that winter weather, it's very crucial, folks, because you got to understand that reflectivity radar only captures how much echo there is. How much how much stuff is there in the atmosphere. Whereas winter weather, they do include freezing temperatures. Where like if the surface temperature were to be above freezing, that there will be rain, or below freezing there would be snow. But there is such thing as sleet and freezing rain. So let's see. Starting off with raindrops that freeze into snow, then it melts into rain, and then just before it hits the ground, it ends up in a shallow shallow bottom layer of freezing air, and then it just freezes on contact after it hits the ground. The raindrop, that's freezing rain. Sleet, on the other hand, well, it's the same process as freezing rain, but except the warm air is more shallow, and at the bottom, the freezing air is much deeper at the surface, which means that it temporarily melts the snowflake, and then after that it freezes before it hits the ground, and then once it hits the ground, it bounces just slightly, though. It's kind of like hail, but it's not really. Hey, Wild, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day, or hoping that you have better days ahead. How you doing? How's the weather in your area? Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so now... Yeah, I already said hi to you, Wild. Now, in the U.S., we do have one severe thunderstorm warning in Texas, 2 flash flood warnings also in Texas, 1 special weather statement in Texas, but there's a different special weather statement for other places throughout the U.S., but has nothing to do with thunderstorms, though. There are flood watches, 5 of them. Nothing more, though. Now let's check the synoptic picture. We do have areas of high pressure dominating throughout much of the Northeast, you can see. Then we go down south, though there is a cold front, 2 cold fronts, but just offshore from the Carolinas, and an area of low pressure offshore. But there's a stationary front that's sneaking through places like South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, but then becomes a warm front as it makes its way through Kansas, Oklahoma, then briefly becomes a stationary front in Texas. There's a rogue cold front that's located in western Texas and southern New Mexico, but there is an all-cold front to the north attached to which in the northern part of the state. There's another stationary front just located in northeastern Colorado to northern Kansas, then transitions to a cold front in the northeastern part of the state, then briefly through Nebraska, briefly through Missouri, Iowa, briefly through Minnesota, western Wisconsin, and the upper peninsula of Michigan. And while you've already dealt with a cold front, so that means cold temperatures is upon you. But behind it, there are areas of high pressure to deal with, cold air, but yet very calm weather in terms of cloud coverage. And we do have areas of low pressure dominating throughout the west coast, but the action's in the southwestern part of the country, though, but we'll get to that in just a moment. While you still have some flakes to deal with, maybe a few showers. In the northeast, I did indicate that an area of high pressure at the surface does indicate that there is a lot of dry air to go around, but there are just tiny bits of showers in the vicinity in the past 3 hours, so you can see, but it's nothing widespread though. Let's see, doing alright, but it's mostly just been cloudy most of the day and wet all day today. Had lots of rain and snow yesterday and some more rain this morning. Hold on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Had lots of rain and snow yesterday and some more rain this morning. A low of 1 degree Celsius or 34 Fahrenheit, at least until tonight maybe, and a high of 6 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees Fahrenheit this afternoon. Okay. Yeah, I did mention that you did add some wet weather, but of course things will let up later in time. But we'll get to that in just a moment. And going down, we do have plenty of wet weather to deal with throughout places like the Mid-Atlantic, with approaching storms coming from the Ohio Valley, and as well as coming from Texas, the Southern Plains, the Ozarks, all moving towards the east, but this one's moving towards the northeast, so you can see. But elsewhere throughout the south, throughout the eastern side of the Gulf and the lower Mississippi Valley, all is clear, which is good, which means perfect time for folks heading down towards Florida and going on vacation just before Thanksgiving break, for those in the U.S., though. Going up to the Midwest, I did say the Ohio Valley is getting hit with some storms. Although Texas, they're dealing with some severe weather there. But back in the Northeast, nothing much. But going down south, though, I'm not seeing any active weather alerts in Tennessee. Not even in the Carolinas or Arkansas. But in Texas, there are lots of green, as you can see, from flood watches. There is a discussion by the Storm Prediction Center, in which it involves some severe weather, some severe mesoscale discussions, what they called. Just outside of Waco, Texas to the east, some severe thunderstorm warnings are there, with an inch in diameter in hail, which is about quarter size. Wind speed, some damaging winds could be estimated as much as 60 miles an hour there. More flood watches. So flash flood warning is in effect, and yet it's considerable. The damage threat, and they're all observed in Brady, Texas, and west of Rock Springs, Texas as well. Special weather statements just to the west of Abilene and San Angelo in Texas. Severe weather is present there. In the Midwest, some rains are there, and as well as the Southern Plains. Northern Plains is looking good. throughout the past 3 hours, as well as the upper Mississippi Valley. But in the past 3 hours, there have been some showers, maybe some snow showers. While the past 3 hours, you had some lingering showers in your area. For those of you who are new here, you can let me know where you live generally. Don't be too specific about it, just for the sake of your privacy. I mean, you can just tell me, like, generally where you live. Like, for example, like the state of Minnesota, or the state of Maine, or like New York City, Washington, D.C., or something like that. But don't be too specific. Yeah, because, because there are a lot of crazy people out there. Alright, in the west, there's plenty of wet weather to deal with. Some in the form of snow high up in the mountains, from the Colorado Rockies all the way down to north of Santa Fe, where elevation is high. And there are plenty of spotty showers elsewhere throughout New Mexico and parts of Arizona. Most notably in the center part of the state, just north of Phoenix, and as well as north of Tucson. But just a few hit-and-miss showers and a few storms outside of Phoenix. Oh yeah, folks, there have been lots of hail yesterday in the Phoenix area. I've seen videos where there have been a lot of hail. This kind of reminds me of this show that I used to watch about almost 20 years ago, that in a place called Colorado Springs on my 11th birthday in 2005, that there was so much flash flooding, but yet there was so much hail at the same time, which really turned a flooded area into an icy soup, believe it or not. It was nuts. I mean, it similarly has happened in Phoenix last night. A lot of people had to drive through so much hail. It was like driving through so much sleet, a giant sleet. But the thing is that Phoenix is not cold. It's pretty warm there. And we'll talk about temperatures in just a moment. But throughout places like Salt Lake City and the surrounding areas, a lot of scattered showers, some snow showers in some places, especially high up in the mountains outside of the city, as well as Ogden, Logan, and northwestern Nevada, getting a lot of rain and snow in some places, especially high up in the Sierra Nevadas. Plenty of rains in the Central Valley, California, all the way down towards Los Angeles and about to be San Diego. All because you have a cold front that's moving in, bringing all that moisture into the West Coast and the Desert Southwest, Great Basin too. Idaho, in the southern part of the state, they too are getting some showers though, but some places they are getting some snow showers there, high up in the hills and mountains. The Pacific Northwest though, only some showers in Olympic National Park, but some of them may be rainfall or sleet for that matter. Alright, and now let's move on to here. And what I mean here, I mean, hold on a minute, folks, hold on a minute, right here. Okay, so let's take a look. We got plenty of light and variable winds throughout the northeast, and but there are the interior parts of the region that have some winds blowing to the north at up to 15 miles an hour. The southeast, plenty of light and variable winds, but plenty of easterly winds in South Florida and the Florida Keys, just moving up to 25 miles an hour, and up to 20 along the Carolina coastline, moving onshore. Mississippi, Alabama, though their winds, and in Louisiana, Arkansas, winds are moving to the north at up to 20 miles an hour. In Texas and Oklahoma, winds moving up north up to 20 miles an hour, but some places